Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Hello. Looking back at May, how wet it was or wasn't depends on where you're at. Above average monthly precipitation by a good inch for Parkersburg and Clarksburg. A pretty average month for Huntington, Elkins, and Beckley, but Charleston represents where it was a dry and cool month. Behind average monthly precipitation by over 2 inches. Mean monthly temperature almost 2 degrees behind average. June is trending to be near normal for temperatures for southern West Virginia, slightly on the warm side looking to the northern half of the state. Meanwhile, precipitation near normal is the leaning currently statewide. Next couple of days, we have a little bit of rain on the horizon, but only locally picking up more than 1/10 of an inch. So a few showers out there as we head through the evening hours. And then during the day Tuesday, pretty quiet, but we will see some isolated showers and storms trying to move from generally northeast to southwest with this upper level disturbance crossing the atmosphere. Once that exits, though, we'll settle into some much clearer and quieter conditions. FlyStar W forecast, it starts at home. Clear with a warming trend if you're traveling to Charlotte, D.C., Chicago, New York. A few stormy patches out there otherwise. Panhandle forecast, we'll see some mid-50s tonight, 53 Morgantown and New Cumberland with mid and upper 70s here with some sunshine on Tuesday. Looking east for low 50s tonight and topping off around 75 for Martinsburg for our Tuesday. We will see Elkins at 51, maybe a few showers here looking toward Petersburg and Franklin, and these areas could see stray showers and thunderstorms for our Tuesday. Meanwhile, as we look southward, it's generally east of Clay to Welch that we see a few showers and storms for our Tuesday. Charleston looking at 78 with some sunshine. Widespread rain returns over the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more. From a Mountain State point of view. For your entertainment, Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304.
Yeah.
304-TALK-304. Or call 800-765-8255.
I would.
Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, hello, West Virginia. We're back for more in the 304. Time to get it done in the 681. Time to start this 3-hour audio tour for Monday, June 1st. Yikes. 2026 Metro News Hotline. Metro News Hotline comes to you from the Salango Law Studios. Visit salangolaw.com. June 1st. June 1st. Coop, what's your reaction to that? Coop? Your reaction?
Yeah, I don't know. It's it seems like the year's going pretty quick, I guess.
Man, I had a lot of stuff I was going to do this year. And it's already June 1st.
I had a very disturbing conversation in the car with my family this weekend. My wife was talking to my kid. You know, the blue moon was yesterday. And so my wife was telling my kid about the blue moon. We were making plans to go out so we could look at the second full moon. It wasn't blue. I mean, it's the second full moon, you know.
Right.
Anyway, we were talking about that, and she was talking about, the sun's getting ready to go down, and it's really bright right now. And for the next 20 days, it's going to be the brightest days of the year. But after the 20th of June, it starts to get darker again. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait just a cotton-picking minute here. What? Of course, that's true, the summer solstice, but it's still a little, man, we're 20 days away from losing light.
Yeah, Linda said that as I was going out the door today. She goes, longest day of the year is coming up. I'm like, I can't deal with that now. I'm just trying to figure out what I didn't get done in the first 5 months of the year.
Yeah,
now it's June 1st.
I just made plans for like my big, I have like a big project around the house, and I just made the first tentative steps for it this weekend. I'm like, man, it's June 1st. I'm super late getting started on this.
Man, I got so much stuff to talk about today, Coop. I don't know if we can get to it all.
Yeah, a lot happened, man.
A lot is going on. Ryan, how was your weekend?
It was good.
Good.
I saw The Back Rooms. It was one of the best movies I've seen this year.
Yeah.
Is the story at the box office right now is how IPs are just getting absolutely – I mean, some of them are working. Mario, of course, had its moment and then
Yeah.
Carried the day. But like Star Wars is like DOA, man. I mean, it is just nothing. That comedy with Nate Bargatze, like basically zero money. I mean, it's
$8 million.
Like, yeah, I mean, basically zero money.
I know.
I mean, it's weird. I think Hollywood needs to recognize, like, with Sinners last year, different movies and stuff that are coming out, that maybe the tastes are starting to move off of the same old a little bit.
I'm pretty excited about this Backrooms story. And just like the Kent Brockman on The Simpsons, let me be the first to welcome our new 20-year-old overlords.
Right? I mean, kids, the young man's only 20,
Right.
Is he a future Spielberg or something? Who knows? Who knows?
It seems to me that if you're a 20-year-old filmmaker and you've made a movie that's what's the thing made? Like 80 million?
Yeah,
something like that?
Something.
If you've done that already, you're really not worried about the rules of the Oscars, or all the other kind of stuff, mumbo jumbo that we kind of get caught up in, like no AI, all that kind of stuff. It's like, no, I'm just here to make movies. I'm here to make really good movies.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a coming era of, like, I don't mean creators like online creators. I mean, what does it all mean anymore anyway? But people who make movies and different things like that maybe, like, I really wonder if there's going to be a divide between, like, the Oscar kind of movies and then the movies that everybody else watches.
Well, we're already doing that, right?
There's already that, but I wonder if commercially it's going to start happening and everything else and really divide things down.
So, Ryan, you went. You've seen it.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw it in theaters. I saw it at the Regal Cinema in Cross Lanes.
All right. So what was the crowd like? Was the crowd all 20-somethings, or what was the mix like?
It was a good mix. There were 30-somethings, 20-somethings. A guy brought his kids who couldn't be more than, like, 12 years old.
I always love that at completely inappropriate movies.
Yeah.
That's always a good time.
Well, they may have been like internet savvy kids who already knew what the Backrooms was before the movie.
That could be.
Because, Dave, it was a YouTube series before it became a movie.
Yes. Yeah. And that other movie that did really well this weekend is from another YouTuber. Yeah, Coop, that's kind of funny. I was watching the WVU baseball game yesterday, and there were some fans who had really, really small children at the game. I'm talking about babies that are like 6 months old.
Start them while they're young. Yeah, that's baseball, man. Get them in there.
But I think it wasn't so much that. I think it was more like mom couldn't get a sitter, and mom wanted to go to the game.
Right, of course. I mean, but you got to do what you got to do. And baseball is generally a good environment. You can take a kid to.
That's true. That's true. All right, the baseball stuff. Okay, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay,
get to that in a second.
Wow, what a pivot!
But this actually happened about an hour ago. Myles Garrett got traded to the Rams.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No, I missed it.
Well, if you didn't know it, I mean, that probably means the majority of our audience didn't know it. So let's go ahead and play our breaking news sounder.
Man.
That's a massive, by the way, massive story.
Give our listening audience way more credit than me. So they may have known, but still, we need to play the
This story's been out there for about an hour and 40 minutes. So the Browns have agreed to trade two-time Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Rams for two-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Jared Verse, multiple picks. The Browns are going to get a first-round pick in 2027, a second-rounder in 2028, and a third-rounder in 2029. So the Browns now have two first-round picks in 2027.
Man, they've had such a smart front office in the past. I'm sure that's going to go great.
I know. And listen, I don't want to upset the Shador stands, but I'm just saying that those two picks will probably
quarterbacks
will be looking to finally get the Browns quarterback situation fixed.
Yeah, I mean, he'll have a season, right?
If you're a Browns fan, quarterbacks have been sort of a thing for a while. Okay.
Tim Couch says what?
Yeah. And there's a reason the Browns are always drafting at the top of the draft. I'm just saying. But that's a pretty big story, right? Massive story.
It is.
Doesn't it basically make the Rams the de facto favorites right now to win the Super Bowl?
No, I don't know. Be the man, you got to beat the man. They have the Super Bowl champs in their division.
Yeah, well, I suppose that is true. I don't know. It just seems like it's – and the Rams are so crazy when it comes to draft picks, right? They didn't have any first-round picks for the longest time. Then they took Simpson from Alabama, despite the fact that they already have Stafford. But could they have been cooking this move up? thinking, well, we already have our quarterback of the future, or he's going to sit and he's going to learn. So why don't we go out and try to get one of the elite pass rushers in football?
If we're honest about it for a minute, doesn't it ultimately make sense anyway? I mean, what's really the point in having an elite defender in Cleveland at this point? I mean, he's maybe the best defender in the game, right? But you can't win any games because you can't score any points.
Well, let me just ask you about the Myles Garrett roller coaster. To go back, remember that period of time where he sent out that social media post where he demanded to be traded? Cleveland, peace out. And then days later signed like the biggest contract an edge rusher ever got and announced that he was going to end his career as a Brown, and now he's a member of the Rams.
He didn't leave. He got traded. So he didn't.
Well, that's true. Yeah, he escaped.
Yeah.
That's essentially what happened.
Yeah.
A couple of other things. We have a little bit of Ellie De La Cruz news as well. So Ellie De La Cruz, by the way, help me with this. When he came out of the game yesterday against the Braves, is that the first time that Ellie has ever been removed from a game for an injury?
Yes.
Okay. And then last season, we were led to believe that the entire second half of the season he was playing hurt.
Right.
But would not come out of the lineup.
Right.
So what do you think this means that he's on the IL now?
Well, I think hopefully in part it means he learned his lesson. I hope that's not a severity stake as much as it is that the guy tried to play through some stuff last year. But look, he came up on his way to first base and was obviously in discomfort. So whatever that means for his hamstring, I didn't hear any update as far as like what type of injury or anything it was other than a strain. What that means for him, I don't really know.
Right.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
So Edward Arroyo comes up from AAA, and with Ellie out of the lineup, we probably won't get any more details on this until the pregame media scrum.
Right,
okay.
right.
But are you thinking that McLean will play short and Arroyo will play second, or will Steer play second and Arroyo will play short and they'll keep McLean on the bench? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, both of those things. I think that I don't think you can afford to play McLean every day still because he's just not any good offensively. It's going to be a black hole. But he's a good defensive player. So I think what you're going to want to do, frankly, is have Arroyo play his natural position, which is second base. So when Ellie comes back, if Arroyo's good, Matt McLean just makes his way back to the bench, and it's Ellie and Arroyo in the middle of the infield.
Okay. All right. So the Pirates sweep the Twins over the weekend. The Majinski saga is pretty interesting. He was placed on the restricted list because he didn't want to pitch out of the bullpen yesterday. The Pirates are off today. They're in Houston tomorrow. The word is that by tomorrow he'll be off the restricted. The restricted list is, you don't want to be there, Coop, because when you're on the restricted list, you don't get paid. You don't get paid, and you don't get service time. So, people who are saying like, hey, they should take this player and they should send him to the minor leagues or they should trade him immediately. He's got value, but he's kind of in limbo. He hasn't technically asked for a trade. He's just basically asked not to be in the bullpen. So that's a very unique situation. So
It
Majinski,
is a little bit. It's also, man, that's just one of those bizarre things, man. If your organization wants you to pitch out of the bullpen for a while, it seems like you should just go pitch out of the bullpen for a while.
I know. That's crazy, right?
I mean, how do you get your way back into the starting rotation? Pitch well out of the bullpen. Pretty easy. The agency is appointing you.
Coop, I was feeling a little feisty today, so we have a question of the day and a poll.
Oh, my gosh.
And a poll in the same day.
Can you even do Twitter polls without paying for them anymore?
So we have a Twitter poll. So obviously we'll be talking quite a bit about the WVU baseball game today against Kentucky. It starts at 6 o'clock. I guess the major question today is, how's the pitching set up? I think it's going to be Johnny Allstaff, right? Everybody's available because it's potentially the last game of the year for West Virginia and for UK. So the Twitter, X poll out there now is, here's the setup. If WVU beats Kentucky in the NCAA regionals tonight, they would likely host a super regional and then would be favored to go on to the College World Series. It's the biggest WVU sports opportunity since these choices.
Yeah, that's good.
These choices. 2018 football against Oklahoma. 2010 Final Four game against Duke. 2024 women's basketball game against Caitlin Clark in Iowa, or other. or other. And I've actually had a couple of really interesting other responses. So if you follow me on X at Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY, let's get into that. All right, we've got an update. Oh, we got a Lego update.
Yes.
We got a Lego update. So what's the Lego update? Let's have it.
All right, so last week we talked about the Bricks and Minifigs controversy, where Bricks and Minifigs stole $200,000 worth of Star Wars Lego sets from an elderly collector from a consignment agreement, and a YouTuber by the name of Reckless Ben got involved, and it got really funny. And now it went from funny to what?
What?
So it originally, this whole thing happened in Salem, Oregon. Reckless Ben is continuing his efforts to find the Lego sets, and that has taken him out of Salem, Oregon, and to American Fork, Utah, the headquarters of Bricks and Minifigs. They intended to serve papers to two men, Josh Johnson and Brandon Best, who are the owners of the Salem, Oregon Bricks and Minifigs store location. And so every time they tried to serve the papers, the American Fork Police Department was there. Very strange. The policemen were always one step ahead of them. It would seem that Josh Johnson and Brandon Best had a connection to the police department. It is because Josh Johnson, Brandon Best, and a significant portion of the American Fork Police Department are members of the Mormon Church.
Man, you're getting into Dateline territory.
It gets worse, Dave. So now there's this collusion going on. During the investigation, Ben was swatted by the American Fork Police Department under a false tip that Ben had the stolen Lego sets, which he did not. He's been trying to find them this entire time. And so after leaving American Fork, Ben discovered that he had a warrant for his arrest. And so he did what any normal person would do.
Turn himself in?
No, he went to Mexico.
Oh.
And that's where he is right now. But it doesn't end there, Dave. 2 more YouTubers are getting involved in this. That would be Devin Stone, known as Legal Eagle, the foremost American law YouTube channel on YouTube.
2026.
I know, man. We're never going to get out.
He is going to be helping Ben with legal guidance, helping him come back to the States without getting arrested. The other is Stephen Findison, a.k.a. CoffeeZilla, who is known for very in-depth fraud investigations. He generally targets...
CoffeeZilla.
Yeah, CoffeeZilla. He targets cryptocurrencies, NFTs, financial fraud of any kind, really. And he does it very well. And he said he's going to start investigating Bricks and Minifigs as well. So, and just like I said last time, all of this could have been avoided if they just gave back the Lego sets.
Man, if this Lego story goes any deeper, Coop, we're going to have to do a legitimate segment with guests. You know?
Yeah.
With Ryan also.
Yeah.
The thing that kills me about this is it's just like made for like some sort of a movie. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like really, or a documentary maybe.
A24 wants to buy this.
Yeah,
buy
seriously,
the rights.
no doubt. It is just one of the most bizarre, weird things that I've run across. I mean, I read some of this weekend too. It came up through my feed. Wow, really crazy stuff.
If this situation continues to escalate, I would not be surprised if it has an effect on the midterms. And that's all I'll say about that.
Instance where a politics free zone, I won't be saying anything
Yeah,
about
no
that.
doubt.
Question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. New survey of 2,000 cat and dog owners reveals, are you happy as the #1 question pet parents would ask their animals if they could? The study found 54% frequently want to communicate with their pets to understand their thoughts and feelings. So the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law, what question would you love to ask your pet? What question would you love to ask your pet? To respond, text those in 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. Tweet me. I'm on X at Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. And if you follow me on X at Weekly, you get a quick update on the question of the day, normally about 90 minutes before the show starts. So we already have some great responses. We'll get to that. Oh, Coop, look at this. Jack Carlson's
Is this the first
coming
time?
in hot.
Is this the first time?
Coming in
debut.
hot. I'm
Hotline
so
debut.
glad. Welcome to Hotline.
I've long thought Jack would fit right in.
I feel like
think Jack would
I've
fit
made
right
it in life now.
Yeah.
This is the seminal moment of my existence.
The thing you were promised when you hired in here to finally make your appearance on Hotline. Congratulations.
Yeah.
There you go. We have a lot in common.
It's all downhill from here.
We have a lot in common. We're both WVU guys, so you're going to fit right in.
Well, I appreciate it.
So let's go with the news. What do you got? What's going on in West Virginia today?
So we've been following up on this for the last week since that shooting on the west end of Charleston last Tuesday, the 15-year-old who was charged with the murder of the 17-year-old. Well, today, Charleston police say they've brought that 15-year-old into custody, obviously, since both the 15-year-old and 17-year-old are juveniles. No names have been released. But that 15-year-old, they say they've brought him into custody. Brad McElhenney has a story on the latest on the Greenbrier Omni saga.
Ooh.
There's now a delay on that because the Justice family who owns the Greenbrier have gotten this financing backing to try and pay off the debt that they owe to the Omni affiliate. And so there's a delay while this financing deal gets reviewed by the lawyers for the justices, and then they're going to put that into the federal court system, so you can read all about that on the website. We also have an interesting situation here in Charleston between the Teamsters Local 175 union and the beverage market. The Teamsters Local 175 members, about 50 of them, have been striking against the beverage market since early this month, and during a protest earlier this month, actually last Thursday, a picketer was allegedly knocked down to the ground by security from the beverage market, along with another employee's mother. And so Kanawha County sheriffs are investigating that.
Jack, this story is hot off the presses, if there were presses. I mean, it got posted at 3:04.
Okay.
Jack, welcome to the group.
Yes,
All
I
right,
appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break. We're coming back with more in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Veterans, plan ahead to ensure your loved ones are protected.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All-new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All-new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it. So I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs. and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot
and
about
onions.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Hello. Looking back at May, how wet it was or wasn't depends on where you're at. Above average monthly precipitation by a good inch for Parkersburg and Clarksburg. A pretty average month for Huntington, Elkins, and Beckley, but Charleston represents where it was a dry and cool month. Behind average monthly precipitation by over 2 inches. Mean monthly temperature almost 2 degrees behind average. June is trending to be near normal for temperatures for southern West Virginia, slightly on the warm side looking to the northern half of the state. Meanwhile, precipitation near normal is the leaning currently statewide. Next couple of days, we have a little bit of rain on the horizon, but only locally picking up more than 1/10 of an inch. So a few showers out there as we head through the evening hours, and then during the day Tuesday, pretty quiet, but we will see some isolated showers and storms trying to move from generally northeast to southwest, with this upper level disturbance crossing the atmosphere. Once that exits, though, we'll settle into some much clearer and quieter conditions. FlyStarW forecast, it starts at home. Clear with a warming trend if you're traveling to Charlotte, D.C., Chicago, New York. A few stormy patches out there otherwise. Panhandle forecast, we'll see some mid-50s tonight, 53 Morgantown and New Cumberland, with mid and upper 70s here with some sunshine on Tuesday. Looking east for low 50s tonight and topping off around 75 for Martinsburg for our Tuesday. We will see Elkins at 51, maybe a few showers here looking toward Petersburg and Franklin, and these areas could see stray showers and thunderstorms for our Tuesday. Meanwhile, as we look southward, it's generally east of Clay to Welch that we see a few showers and storms for our Tuesday. Charleston looking at 78 with some sunshine. Widespread rain returns over the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this and what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
Right.
you just
So I'm
going.
gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television. The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Metro News Hotline. Thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. So much stuff to get into today. We'll get into the sound of sports in just a moment, a little bit later on in the half hour. The good, the bad, and the ugly from the weekend. At the top of the 4 o'clock hour, Chef Paul Smith is going to be here. Coop, we had a pretty interesting conversation last week on National Hamburger Day about what makes a great burger and what's a real deal breaker. I want to talk to a restaurant owner about that. And he should know the ins and outs of this. I mean, he ran the pitch for years in Nitro. So we'll get into that. That'll be with Chef Paul Smith. And the other thing is, how many segments do you think we've done with Paul? It's probably in the hundreds, right?
I mean, it's 50 a year at least, probably.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, probably closer to 600.
Have we ever done a segment with him where we talk about chicken fried steak?
Ooh.
I don't think we have.
That doesn't seem familiar to me.
Yeah, so we're getting into that a little bit.
You want to talk about chicken fried steak?
We're going to talk about chicken fried steak. Okay?
Sign me up.
So we'll do that. That'll be at the top of the 4. Also, Kristen Burt's going to be here with a Hollywood Dirt. That's coming up at 4:33 today. Carl Lee's going to be here at 5 in studio. Man, can't wait to hear his take on the Myles Garrett trade. Okay, because he was with the Vikings when the whole Herschel Walker thing happened.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, right.
So that was a massive trade at the time, and it really set the Cowboys up for a future Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was their Super Bowl run. Yeah, absolutely.
So here is Myles Garrett, a defensive player, going to the Rams for a hefty price, a Pro Bowler and multiple picks, including a 2027 first-rounder. So we'll talk to Carl about that. We'll play in or out. Also, 5:33. Oh, we have an emergency visit with Kevin Kinder at the ball game tonight.
Oh, we got to do that, man. Yeah, no doubt.
First pitch for UK and WVU is 6 o'clock tonight. So he'll be joining us at 5:33. So I'm guessing the crowd will be just about lathered up by that time.
What a fun baseball weekend.
Yeah, it's been pretty great.
Yeah.
Been great. So we'll get into that. Question of the day. New survey of cat and dog owners revealed that "Are you happy?" is the number one question pet parents wish they could ask their animals. So here's the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. What question would you love to ask your pet? What question would you love to ask your pet? Oh, man, we got some good stuff here. Here's Matt out in Utah. His question is, how do you feel about each of the kids in the house? And he says, we know our pet had her favorites. That's all I'm going to say. That's excellent. Anthony in Clarksburg answers this. Why are you two such divas? Chloe and Oliva are both certainly spoiled. Let's see. Bananas for WV. Now, remember, this is the question. What question would you love to ask your pet? Bananas for WV. Why do you eat your poop? That's a pretty straightforward question, right? And why do you have to have the whole queen-size bed to sleep on when you only weigh 15 pounds? And can you leave my shoes alone? Jody on X, the question he would ask his pet, why won't you leave when I accidentally leave the gate open? So good. So good. We got text messages, too. We'll get into all that stuff in a bit. Oh, you know what? Let's get into the sound of sports because it is, after all, NASCAR Monday. So we'll start with the NASCAR story. Last night, man, it was a late one. Last night in Nashville, Denny Hamlin didn't mind working late. He won the Cracker Barrel 400. This was Hamlin's second win this year, 62nd of his career. He led a race-high 57 laps, including the last one, the most important one, holding off his Joe Gibbs Racing teammates, Christopher Bell and Chase Briscoe in a wild finish.
Here comes the 19, hard on the inside. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Who's it going to be? Hamlin, Bell, and Briscoe, they're all there. 3 wide to turn 1. This is incredible. Bell shoots to the lead. That's going to take the line away from the 19, but Denny's going to clear into the lead. Denny Hamlin chases inside after Bell had squirted out front. Hamlin in charge. 1 last run for Bell in the outside lane. Can he get there? He cannot. Thinks about a crossover. It won't happen. Denny Hamlin, big time victory victory in Nashville. How about it?
How about it? Hamlin, who won in Las Vegas and in the All-Star race at Dover, is now 97 points behind leader Tyler Reddick in the point standings. Here's Hamlin after the race last night in Music City.
The 20 and the 19 were battling so hard in that first corner. It just let me get to the inside of the 20 in the first corner there after the restart. And from there, it's just side by side with the 20. And he drove in so deep on that last lap into one that it just allowed me to barely clear off of two. But, man, what an unbelievable day. Starting first, going to last, and back to first.
So Hamlin gets the win after a race record 31 lead changes among a record 15 leaders. The Cup Series heads to Michigan next week, where Hamlin will be trying to win for the second straight year. College baseball. WVU meets Kentucky at 6 o'clock tonight in the finals of the NCAA Morgantown Regional, with the winner advancing to the Super Regionals. Mountaineers won 2 games on Sunday to set up tonight's showdown. Against Kentucky, WVU scored 5 times in the ninth in an 11-9 win. Paul Schoenfeld put the fans in a frenzy with a 2-run homer to snap a 9-all tie.
High drive, deep right. Van Cleve. Madness in Morgantown. A 2-run go-ahead home run for Paul Schoenfeld.
So Schoenfeld picked a great time for his first homer this season at Kendrick Family Ballpark. Here's how Schoenfeld's blast sounded on WVU's student station last night.
Still work to do. Runner goes. That one is drilled. It is gone! Paul Schoenfeld, and it is pandemonium in Morgantown. Paul Schoenfeld, it is pandemonium in Morgantown. And Schoenfeld skips across home plate. West Virginia takes the lead against the Wildcats. Nick Mangione in the dugout are stunned.
The Mountaineers are now 42-15 on the season. After the game, here's Paul Schoenfeld on that go-ahead 2-run homer.
The character of the kids and their resiliency was on full display, obviously.
First pitch heater, second pitch saves put green on the watch, and I was like, I'm gonna get my hack off here. Yeah, I got it off the end of the bat. I think it hit it 92 miles an hour. But I mean, the ball was going that way. So
was it actually 92 miles an hour?
It was on 91 point something. Yeah. Really? Spinning right, baby. Yeah, I caught it off the end a little bit, but I swung pretty hard. So just blessed to be in that situation, blessed to have that opportunity.
And here's WVU coach Steve Sabins after last night's wild win over UK.
The character of the kids and their resiliency was on full display, obviously, in that kind of an epic game. The fans, the atmosphere was as good as anything that I've ever seen in college baseball.
After coming so close to eliminating West Virginia last night, now Kentucky's head coach Nick Mangione says he expects the Wildcats to bounce back tonight.
You move on. You just go on to the next thing. And that's what the great competitors do, and that's what the great teams do. And that, when you ask, like, what is our secret sauce? Why have we done so well? Consistently in the postseason. We have amazing players. We have amazing people in our program, and we move on. You just move on. And you do not let things beat you down.
First pitch is 6 o'clock tonight. Kevin Kinder from BlueGoldNews.com will join us from Morgantown at 5:33. From the big leagues, the Pirates are off tonight after wrapping up a 5-2 homestand, sweeping the Twins at PNC Park over the weekend. On Sunday, Braxton Ashcraft struck out 11 in 6 in a 9-2 win over Minnesota.
And a swing and a miss, and that's a new career high. 10 strikeouts for Braxton Ashcraft. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. 11 Ks for Ashcraft. We'll see if he goes out for the 7th. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 9-2 Bucks.
Ashcraft's now 5-2. He allowed just 2 runs and 5 hits with no walks. Here's Ashcraft after his outstanding start on Sunday against the Twins.
That's kind of my MO, is just staying in the zone, suffocating the zone of strikes. I put a lot of trust in Henry, Joey, Indy, whoever's back there, just to game plan, kind of understand what's going on with hitters, and it allows me to kind of turn my brain off and focus on the task at hand. That's throwing strikes, getting guys out in the zone. So being able to have the confidence in them back there, it's really nice.
So Bubba Chandler will take the mound tomorrow night in the series opener in Houston. Speaking of Chandler, he's part of the Pirates' rotation drama at the moment. With Jared Jones returning, the Pirates have opted to keep Bubba Chandler in the rotation and move Carmen Mlodzinski to the bullpen. But Mlodzinski is upset about it to the point that the Pirates put him on the restricted list yesterday, where you don't get paid or earn service time. Bucks GM Ben Sherrington sounds like Mlodzinski will be back soon.
Had the conversation with Carmen, knew it was going to be challenging, and in the days since then, we've had very consistent communication with Carmen, leading right up till this morning, and I believe we've made a lot of progress with him around what his role is going to be and how we can work with him in that role to help the team win. Confident that we're going to see him pitch for this team very soon. But he wasn't ready to do that today.
All indications are that Mlodzinski will be available again tomorrow night in Houston. Meanwhile, in Cincinnati, the Reds avoided being swept this weekend by the Braves by beating Atlanta on Sunday 6-4. Nick Lodolo had his best start of the year, allowed just 3 earned in 6 2/3. And Gino Suarez hit his first home run in 6 weeks in the 7th inning.
And now it's going to be Dylan Dodd, the latest to come out of the Braves bullpen here to try to keep this score at 5-3.
Now, not many Reds have seen much of Dodd, but Eugenio Suarez has homered against him in 2 ABs.
In the right center field, it is hit well. It's got some carry, and it is gone. A home run for Eugenio Suarez, his 4th of the year, and that will give the Reds a 6-3 lead. Boy, that ball just snuck over the wall in right center field.
Barely got enough of it. It was a laser. Just got it to sneak over that fence.
So the Reds host the Royals tonight, and right-hander Chase Burns looks to continue his outstanding first half. The bigger story on Sunday around the Reds was shortstop Elly De La Cruz leaving the game in the 5th inning with a right hamstring tightness. Here's Terry Francona about Elly after the game.
Injury update on Elly. It was listed as tightness in the hamstring. Do you know the severity yet?
Yeah, and the reason they said that is he feels like he caught it before it did anything worse. Saying that, we're going to get him scanned at 9 in the morning, and we'll know more.
So Elly De La Cruz has been placed on the IL, and Edward Arroyo has been called up from AAA. We'll take a look at the Reds lineup later in the show. In Baltimore, Colton Cowser homered, drove in 4, and the O's beat the Blue Jays 9-5. The O's split the 4-game set with Toronto, and they go 7-3 on this homestand. Cowser's homer was a 3-run blast and a 5-run scoring inning in the 2nd.
Colton Cowser now with 2nd and 3rd and 2 gone.
Belted in the air, right field, well struck to the track, at the wall. Colton Cowser, goodbye.
So what a week period of time. 2 walk-offs. All the other hits till yesterday were infield hits, and then he hits a double and now a home run.
Have yourself a week.
The Orioles are pouring it on. It's 6-0.
The O's are off tonight. They'll open a 3-game set with the Red Sox at the Fens tomorrow night. Finally, in D.C., the Nats continue to play good baseball. James Wood, Luis Garcia Jr. each homered in a 4-2 win over the Padres on Sunday. Garcia's homer put the Nats in front in the 4th.
Garcia Jr. leading it off, behind 3-0 to Garcia.
Swinging 3-0 and driving one out to right center. This ball is ripped and it never comes down. Luis Garcia Jr. a solo shot here in the 4th.
3-0, boy, that is right down the middle. It is a 4-seamer that Griffin Canning wants to at least try to get back in the count. And Garcia Jr. put a charge into that one.
The Nats are 24-10 this season when they score first. The Nats open a home set against the Marlins tonight in D.C. We'll take a break and come back and do the good, the bad, and the ugly from the weekend.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing.
To get the help you need.
To find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
In classrooms across the country, chronic absenteeism is on the rise.
Sophia A., grade 4, absent.
Julio M., grade 6, absent.
Aisha S., grade 12, absent.
These absences are often due to the absence of crucial needs, like transportation, healthcare, a working computer, mental health support. The list goes on.
Olivia H., absent.
Preston L., absent.
Chloe B., absent.
The reasons why they're absent are very real, and yet the solution is someone present to help them along their path. When site coordinators from communities and schools are on hand, they connect kids to the resources they need. And when they do, 99% of students are present and remain in school throughout the year.
Jacob O., grade 10,
present.
Communities and Schools works directly with students, helping them overcome obstacles to succeed in school and in life. Learn more at communitiesinschools.org. Being present matters.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back. It's time for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Time to start the week with a segment that puts the spotlight on the best and the worst of the weekend. Puts things into perspective. We stole the title from one of our favorite movies, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I've got my list. Coop has his. We have not seen each other's list, so let's begin. Coop, my good has got to be that incredible run by the WVU baseball team this weekend. 2 wins yesterday, first against Wake, and then putting that 5 spot up in the 9th inning to beat UK last night, 11-9. And a winner-take-all game at 6 o'clock tonight. That's my good. What's yours?
I mean, that was what I jotted down as well. It was just exciting baseball all weekend for West Virginia. They had their back against the wall, was able to win these games in exciting fashion. As a baseball fan, I love to see it. So, yeah, that's my good as well.
My bad is the news that came out today that Raymond Berry of the Baltimore Colts has passed at the age of 93. I think that Lenny Moore might be the lone surviving member of that 1958 NFL championship team, the team that beat the Giants in New York. That was probably the thing that really keyed the incredible popularity of the National Football League. He played his entire career with the Colts, 6-time Pro Bowler. He caught so many passes from Johnny Unitas. The passing of Raymond Berry at the age of 93, that's my bad.
My bad. I was checking this out earlier, and Georgia's Trey Phelps, speaking of college baseball, he hit that giant go-ahead home run last night in the regional final, and a trip to the Super Regionals on the line where he was down by a run and hit the go-ahead home run, celebrated run around the bases. Didn't honestly seem all that bad to me. I didn't hear anything that he said. He got ejected from the game.
And the head coach did too.
And the head coach was mad. You could tell. Like I said, I didn't hear what was said on the field. The celebration itself didn't seem like all that big of a deal to me. That's kind of my bad, man. I mean, the guy hit a giant home run in a clutch moment and was celebrating, but it didn't look like he was showing up the other team to me, so it seems kind of bad to me.
All right, and my ugly, this news coming out, Claude Lemieux. We just lost him last week at the age of 60. His family of the NHL great who died last week in an apparent suicide, they're donating his brain to the Boston University CTE Research Center in order to continue studying the effects of repetitive head trauma in athletes.
Ouch, yeah.
So rest in peace, Claude Lemieux. And what's your ugly?
My ugly, back to the baseball diamond at an 11-year-old youth event game in Oklahoma. A coach got ejected after being in the umpire's face. He bumped his chest. The umpire responded by slapping him across the face, triggering punches, a wrestling-style scrum. Everybody flooded into the fields. The poor children had to be taken off the field as the adults finished their fight. It looked like that Wheelers fight from back in the day that we witnessed, if you remember.
Right.
It was like everybody from everywhere at an 11-year-old baseball game. Come on, man. That's ugly.
What are we doing here? That's terrible. All right, so the good, the bad, and the ugly, we do it every Monday at this time. Tell you what, let's take a quick break here, and we'll come back and wrap up hour number one and tell you about the rest of the program today in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out of there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too.
That's
me
a great point.
Join
Yeah.
Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
All right, that's going to do it for the first hour of the show, but honestly, we are just getting warmed up around here. We'll take a break for news here at the top of the hour, and when we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on in the financial markets, where oil prices are up again substantially today, but the overall market is also up as well. And NVIDIA is having a big day in the financial markets. We'll take a quick peek at that. We'll also reset our question of the day about, wouldn't you love to ask your pet a question? And if you could, what would it be? Also, Chef Paul Smith's going to be here at 4:06. So we'll be talking about food prep, the restaurant business here in West Virginia. If you got a question or a comment about that, send us a text. We'd love to hear from you. 304-TALK, 304-825-5304. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Hello. Looking back at May, how wet it was or wasn't depends on where you're at. Above average monthly precipitation by a good inch for Parkersburg and Clarksburg. A pretty average month for Huntington, Elkins, and Beckley, but Charleston represents where it was a dry and cool month. Behind average monthly precipitation by over 2 inches. Mean monthly temperature almost 2 degrees behind average. June is trending to be near normal for temperatures for southern West Virginia, slightly on the warm side looking to the northern half of the state. Meanwhile, precipitation near normal is the leaning currently statewide. Next couple of days, we have a little bit of rain on the horizon, but only locally picking up more than 1/10 of an inch. So a few showers out there as we head through the evening hours. And then during the day Tuesday, pretty quiet, but we will see some isolated showers and storms trying to move from generally northeast to southwest with this upper level disturbance crossing the atmosphere. Once that exits, though, we'll settle into some much clearer and quieter conditions. FlyStar forecast, it starts at home. Clear with a warming trend if you're traveling to Charlotte, D.C., Chicago, New York. A few stormy patches out there otherwise. Panhandle forecast, we'll see some mid-50s tonight, 53 Morgantown and New Cumberland with mid and upper 70s here with some sunshine on Tuesday. Looking east for low 50s tonight and topping off around 75 for Martinsburg for our Tuesday. We will see Elkins at 51, maybe a few showers here looking toward Petersburg and Franklin, and these areas could see stray showers and thunderstorms for our Tuesday. Meanwhile, as we look southward, it's generally east of Clay to Welch that we see a few showers and storms for our Tuesday. Charleston looking at 78 with some sunshine. Widespread rain returns over the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour.
Navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more.
From a Mountain State point of view, Hotline is a no-politics zone.
You can join the conversation.
Text the show at 304-825-5304.
304-TALK-304.
Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, How Do You Do? Metro News Hotline, keeping you company in the afternoon here in West Virginia, starting at 3:06 and taking you through right to the bitter end at 6 o'clock. Hey, wherever you're listening to the show today, inside the state of West Virginia or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what's going on back home, we hope you're having a good day. We're doing okay here in Charleston. I mean, it's a gorgeous day. A couple of really Chamber of Commerce days here in the Kanawha Valley. Today, a lot of sunshine, but not too hot. It's about 75 degrees outside, just a beautiful day. Hey, so here we are as we operate out of our flagship, 1111 Virginia Street East, just a couple of blocks down from Charleston Catholic High School. We appreciate the fact you're listening today, especially those of you in the hashtag 180 Club. We've got your back, trust me, and you got ours. We got a lot of stuff to get into in this particular hour. We'll take a look at what happened in the financial markets today. Crazy day in the markets, where oil is up after the news coming out of the Middle East, but tech stocks are way up as well. We'll get into the numbers. Record close for the S&P today. We will also reset our question of the day about you and your pets. Chef Paul Smith's going to join us, as he always does, at the top of the 4 o'clock hour to talk about food prep, the restaurant business here in West Virginia. If you got a question or a comment for Paul, send me a text on that, 304-TALK-304, 304-8255-304. By the way, for those of you who have already sent your questions in for Paul in today's segment, I have seen them. We will also, a little bit later on in the hour, we'll have the entertainment report. And then Kristen Burt will join us at 4:33 today with a little bit more entertainment news from Los Angeles. In our second half hour, we'll open up the On This Date file around 4:50. We'll have the 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports. It's Monday, so that means Carl Lee, the former NFL All-Pro defensive back of the Vikings and the Saints, will be here at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. We'll play in or out at 5:25. And then Kevin Kinder, BlueGoldNews.com, will report live from the ballpark in Morgantown, where it's going to be a madhouse again tonight, where West Virginia and UK will be battling to get out of the Morgantown Regional of the NCAA baseball tournament. The winner most likely will host a super regional after the number 1 overall seed, UCLA, in the portion of the bracket where you'll find the Morgantown Regional, was upset. They didn't even get out of their own regional. So we'll talk more about Mountaineer baseball in the 5 o'clock hour. Lots of questions about the pitching setup for tonight. Everybody's got to be available, right? Because it's a do-or-die game for both the Wildcats and for the West Virginia Mountaineers. All right, and the Pirates are off tonight. The Reds are hosting the Royals, and it's Monday, so that means there's no game for the Charleston Dirty Birds in the Atlantic League. And, I didn't mention this in the 3 o'clock hour. Don't forget, Metro News is your home for the West Virginia State High School Softball Tournament. We had the Single A and the Double A championships last week, battled at South Charleston, Little Creek Park. The Triple A and the Quad A starts tomorrow. At some point in the next couple of hours, we'll give you the schedule for tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at what happened in the financial markets today. That's where we'll start. The Dow was flat, but it was up 46 points today, closing at 51,078. S&P 500 ends at an all-time high, up 0.25%, gaining almost 20 points today, 75.99 at the close. And NASDAQ was up 0.4%, gained a little more than 114 points today, closing at 27,086. Among stocks of local interest of West Virginia that were big percentage gainers or losers today. With the NVIDIA news, NVIDIA last night in Taiwan announcing that they are developing a new line of PCs, desktops, and laptops. Some of the other hyperscalers in that particular space took a step back today. That included Amazon. It was down 3%, lost $8.24, closing at $262.41 at the close today. CSX was up 1.3%, tacked on 56 cents, 45.82 at 4 o'clock Eastern. In the energy space, oil today, with the Strait of the Hormuz is closed again. Iran has cut off negotiations with the United States after Israel is bombing Lebanon again. So the oil, WTI, was up 5.8% today, gained $5.08. WTI in the NYMEX north of $90 again at $92.44. Coop, maybe it was a good idea I got gas this weekend. Natural gas at the moment down 3.3%, 11 cents down and going at $3.18 per unit at the moment. And what about crypto? You say, well, Bitcoin is down 3% today, down almost $2,200. A coin going for $71,443. Yeah, the Bitcoin started going south today around noontime. All right, here's our question of the day. Question of the day, it's sponsored by Salango Law. New survey of cat and dog owners reveals, are you happy? As the number one question pet parents wish they could ask their animals. So here's the question of the day, sponsored by Salango Law. What question would you love to ask your pet? What question would you love to ask your pet? You know the text line, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255 304. Hey, and send me stuff on X too. I'm still there, @Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. Let's see. Some text messages quickly. Here's one from John in Martinsburg. John says, I'd ask my cat why he hates toy robots. He's managed to destroy 3. He can't seem to harm a rubber version of Bender, however. Okay. Good job, John. Let's see. 304-552. Here, I'd like to ask my pet, hey, Dave, do you like your food or are you just hungry? That's good, too. Couple more here. 304-646. Dave, I can't really think of anything in particular I'd like to ask my pet, but if they can understand and comprehend English, there's a whole lot I would like to tell them. Hey, we got a lot of response to this, so you can get in there as well. What question would you love to ask your pet?
Very briefly. Not a single person asking their pet to be a spa. You know, what's so and so doing when I'm not here?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, I mean, maybe it's good that that our listeners don't feel like they need to do that.
Chef Paul Smith joins me now to talk about food prep, and the restaurant business. How you doing today, Paul?
I'm great. I'm definitely glad my dog or cat isn't watching me. Inspiring.
The better question is, what would you like to ask your dog? What would you ask your dog?
Why?
Why?
Just why?
That's pretty good. Hey, last week, I don't know if you celebrated it, but we did celebrate on this show National Hamburger Day. So we were talking about hamburgers and places to get burgers. You've been in the business a long time. You ran the pitch for years. I mean, from the restaurant owner perspective, tell me a little bit about the hamburger business.
I mean, it's competitive, and it's definitely subjective as far as what people want, what they like. Is it smash burger versus temp burger? I think a smash burger is definitely trending and, a little more sought after right now. So me personally, I'd love to have like a double stacked smash burger, perfectly, seared, crunchy on the outside, still juicy on the inside, stacked with a piece of cheese in between each layer versus, that large, medium burger that I do love as well. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth. It depends on my mood, but right now I'm leaning smash burger. But as far as how to ruin it, literally for me as a restaurateur, or the suggestion or that I would have advice is don't press it after you flip it.
Oh, wow. Okay. And why is that?
Because you're smashing out all the juice that is in between the two sides. So, if let's say you do a smash burger, right? You put it on your Blackstone, your cast iron skillet, your flat top, whatever it is, your charbroil, you smash it down, it gets flat, right? Once you flip, you can smash it all that you like with the raw side on top. Once you flip it over, if you smash it again, all you're doing is literally taking what's left of the juice that's in between the two sears and just putting it on the flat top.
Hey, so
what should be in your mouth.
What's your preferred mix? 80-20, 85-15? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, either way is fine. I prefer probably a little bit more fat. I think, honestly, Dave, the best burger that I've ever had was 100% brisket, which was 50-50.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So don't ask the chef, because we're going to say, 30-70.
Coop's got some burger questions for you, Paul.
Actually, I was just wondering, and I saw this last night. Chef Paul and I had talked about this a million times, watching the cooking shows and stuff. My wife loves MasterChef. We were watching it last night, and there was a chef that was having a problem with grilling burgers, and the problem they were having was because there were so many. They were doing it was like one of those things where they were cooking for like 100 kids or whatever. And because there were so many, the grease was dropping down into the fire and making the fire billow up. Yeah, and it made me think, I was like, okay, well, that's his problem there. But that's something that I've had happen before to me when you're cooking for like 10 or 15 people or something like that. What's a good way? What's the best way to manage your grill, especially if you're using an open grill like that, to make sure you don't get those flare-up spots?
Well, it's going to flare regardless, and that goes back to what we were just talking about. The fat is what's dripping out of the burger. It's kind of the same principle as if you do a marinade on whatever you're doing and you have oil or butter in that marinade. That fat is going to drip off. It's going to hit the coals or the grill or the infrared or whatever it is, and it's going to flare up. So I would say don't overload your grill. Have enough space to where you can move it from, let's say, a spot to another. that may not have that flair. A little bit of flair is good. A little bit of that fire-kissed flavor is good. But if you get too much, then it starts tasting like you squirted your grill with lighter fluid.
And I think going back to what you just said, what the cook last night made the mistake doing was I think he tried to put way too many burgers on that grill, so all the fat was going through at the same time. He had nowhere to move them to, so it was just roasting them.
Yeah, and that's it too. I think overloading anything, a pan, a grill, a whatever it is, a flat top, all of those things are the don'ts, right? I think they were probably getting a little hasty, probably seeming like they were in the weeds because they were cooking for so many people. So that's what we do is we take shortcuts. And I think loading the grill, I would probably have left like one full, like I'd say 3 or 4 inch section open. So then you can just kind of systematically move them to a spot that is a little less flamed.
Paul, here's a listener question for you, 304-552, and I guess this is appropriate since we've been talking about the WVU baseball game tonight. For Paul, what's your best stadium hot dog that you can remember, and what was on it?
Oh, man. I mean, so I am very, very basic when it comes to a stadium dog. Of course, you go to the stadiums now, they've got Chicago dog, they've got Coney dog, they got dog, diggity dog, whatever. I like the original dog that comes in the little foil package that is sitting in the steamer, like all the way down on the bottom, that's been there for like, I don't know, 3 hours, like steamed, and just like the bun tastes like the dog and the dog tastes like the bun. I put just a little bit of yellow mustard on it, and that's it.
Sounds good. Perfect. Great answer. By the way, send your questions in or comments for Paul, 304-TALK, 304-304-8255-304. All right, Paul, let's talk about chicken fried steak. We've never done this. Is chicken fried steak, first of all, is that a bridge too far for home cooks?
I don't, no, it's not. I like it. Are you trying to cook some at home?
No, I just had one, and I just noticed that we never talk about this. So I want to know what are your tips for coating a chicken fried steak, and what type of steak do you like to use when you want to make chicken fried steak?
Yeah, chicken fried steak, cube steak, 100%, right? So Buzz used to do a cube steak. It's basically like you send it through like the cubing machine a couple of times. So it's a probably an eye of round or a chuck steak that has been run through that needler a couple of times. So it kind of breaks it up, but it's still together. I like to marinate it in a little bit of hot sauce and a little bit of buttermilk, kind of just like fried chicken. And a little bit, and then with flour, garlic powder, onion powder, a tiny bit of smoked paprika, a little bit of cayenne, obviously salt and pepper, and then fry it. A nice pan fry, kind of like you would be doing fried chicken. It doesn't come up over it. It comes up about halfway, flip it over, and then onion, like nice, either just sliced round onion, beef broth, and a little bit of white wine, and cover it and cook it until it just falls apart. I like to do that, or just fry it up, put a little bit of gravy, just like a sawmill gravy on it, and either way. So, those are two very different methods, but I like them both ways. I really never met a chicken fried steak I didn't like. I always thought it was odd that people call it chicken fried chicken, though.
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird.
It's fried chicken. It's chicken fried, but it is chicken. So is it chicken fried chicken? Does that mean it's boneless versus fried chicken is bone in? I don't know. I'd love to pose that question to the listeners.
You know what? We're getting a ton of questions for you, Paul. I have and some of this stuff we're going to have to hold over for next week, but I want to get this one in. 681-474. Paul, I've been reading the horror stories about the metal grill brush bristles coming off and people choking on them. Why do they still sell those, and what's the best way to scrub the grill?
Yeah, man, they sell them because it's the only way to really do that. I think it's all about care. When I was at the university and some institutional dining, the scrub, the stainless steel scrub pads we weren't able to use because those get kind of stuck and pulled out. You have a little piece of metal. I think really it's just attention. Pay attention. You're not going to get your grill super clean unless you have a metal brush. I mean, they could say plastic, hard plastic. If it's hot, that's just going to melt. You could try to do it with a towel. I don't think it's going to get as clean. Just inspect. Use common sense. Inspect your grill. Make sure there's nothing on it. Definitely that is a horror story. That could really shut down a restaurant or make you think that you can't trust that restaurant. But I think it's really probably more user error and just not paying attention to the details.
All right, got to leave it there. Paul, thanks for jumping on with us. Hey, for everybody who sent questions in that we didn't get to, those are going into the hopper for next week. Have a great week, Paul.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Always a pleasure.
All right, let's take a break. The entertainment report is coming up next.
Boating season is almost here, and there's no better place to start your family's adventure than Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Family owned for over 40 years, Lou and his sons are West Virginia's largest Avalon pontoon dealer and true experts in boats, motors, and repairs. Explore their impressive inventory and score some of the best deals of the season right now. At Lou Wendell Marine Sales, they don't just sell boats, they sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com and get on the water in style. After all, the weekend's almost here.
Hi, I'm Grant Maltba, Project Manager with CEC. Ever dreamt of working hands-on with wildlife? As a bat biologist at CEC, I do just that. Every day is a new adventure, tackling unique challenges and helping clients meet their Endangered Species Act requirements. It's not just rewarding for me, but it boosts our local economy and aids bat conservation too. Want to make a difference in the field? Join us at CEC. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Don't forget about our podcast. Check out your favorite podcast provider or simply go to wvmetronews.com and click on the podcast link. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop.
I would imagine a group of you got together and watched the Mountaineers last night. What were your thoughts on that performance?
It was funny, we were sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? And sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another $1,000 on them tomorrow.
Sportsline on Metro News Television.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, The same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown!
All right, we're going to get some entertainment news coming with Kristen Burt and Hollywood Dirt in about 5 minutes, but we got a couple of things happening here in sports you need to know about. The Reds have scratched Chase Burns from his start tonight against the Royals due to illness. Lyon Richardson will start in his place. And story breaking now, as anticipated, the Eagles have traded wide receiver A.J. Brown to the Patriots for picks. We'll get into more of that in a moment. But Kristen Burt and the Hollywood Dirt is next after this local news break right now. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Hello. Looking back at May, how wet it was or wasn't depends on where you're at. Above average monthly precipitation by a good inch for Parkersburg and Clarksburg. A pretty average month for Huntington, Elkins, and Beckley, but Charleston represents where it was a dry and cool month. Behind average monthly precipitation by over 2 inches. Mean monthly temperature almost 2 degrees behind average. June is trending to be near normal for temperatures for southern West Virginia, slightly on the warm side looking to the northern half of the state. Meanwhile, precipitation near normal is the leaning currently statewide. Next couple of days, we have a little bit of rain on the horizon, but only locally picking up more than 1/10 of an inch. So a few showers out there as we head through the evening hours. And then during the day Tuesday, pretty quiet, but we will see some isolated showers and storms trying to move from generally northeast to southwest, with this upper level disturbance crossing the atmosphere. Once that exits, though, we'll settle into some much clearer and quieter conditions. FlyStarW forecast, it starts at home. Clear with a warming trend if you're traveling to Charlotte, D.C., Chicago, New York. A few stormy patches out there otherwise. Panhandle forecast, we'll see some mid-50s tonight, 53 Morgantown and New Cumberland, with mid and upper 70s here with some sunshine on Tuesday. Looking east for low 50s tonight and topping off around 75 for Martinsburg for our Tuesday. We will see Elkins at 51, maybe a few showers here looking toward Petersburg and Franklin, and these areas could see stray showers and thunderstorms for our Tuesday. Meanwhile, as we look southward, it's generally east of Clay to Welch that we see a few showers and storms for our Tuesday. Charleston looking at 78 with some sunshine. Widespread rain returns over the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this, or what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
right.
you just
okay.
Now you just
so
get
I'm
me
gonna
going.
turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television. The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Oh, yeah.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
All right, welcome back. 26 minutes till the hour. Man, there is so much NFL news today. Coop, you see where ESPN's reporting Russell Wilson's done and going to CBS?
That doesn't surprise me that much. That seems like a good move for him. He's probably going to be pretty good on TV, I bet.
Yeah, I agree. We'll be talking more about that with Carly when he gets here at 5 o'clock. Also, we've had two massive trades today. So Myles Garrett, arguably the best rush end in the NFL and has been for a while, with, all due respect to T.J. Watt and to Micah Parsons, traded from the Browns to the Rams today. And this trade just going down in the last 10 minutes, as anticipated. The Eagles have finally dealt disgruntled wideout A.J. Brown to the Patriots for 2 picks. So it'll be a first-round pick in 2028 and a 5th-round pick in 2027. And that's about what was expected. That they would get a first round pick in 2028, but they're also getting a 5th round pick that'll be in 2027. So it's all done except the signing. The Pats and the Eagles have finally made a deal on A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown leaving Philadelphia, and he's going to the Pats. All right, Kristen Burt, Hollywood Dirt is now, and I tell you what, there's a lot of good stuff to get into today with Kristen from Los Angeles. Kristen, how you doing today?
Doing great. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you as well. Okay, so it looks like we have got a group of young YouTubers who are taking their skills into the theater. Kane Parsons with Backrooms this weekend. Was this a major surprise in your mind that it did so well at the box office?
The buzz was there, especially amongst Gen Z, who has followed Backrooms because it was a web series first on YouTube and then developed into a feature film. But the amount of money that it earned was a total shocker. They always track the box office saying like it's expected to earn somewhere around like 50 million. And it wound up earning $81 million domestically and 118 million worldwide in its opening weekend. And I think that is there's a couple things going on. You've got Gen Z who wants to go to the movies, but they don't want franchises. And, on the larger picture of all of this, we are seeing movies like Project Hail Mary, Michael. If you're delivering original content, guess what? All generations are showing up to the movie theater.
So Backrooms is a surprise hit, but I think the other thing that's happening here is we're focusing in on this really positive story. Meanwhile, the Mandalorian movie is DOA.
It is DOA. And, this didn't get great reviews. It was very mixed to begin with. But I think that, there was a reason that they had put a pause on the Star Wars franchise for a while there. The audience just isn't there. We have franchise people are saying franchise fatigue, but I think what we have is franchise discernment. There are certain franchises we'll go back to over and over again. Like, hey, it was a 20-year wait before we saw Devil Wears Prada 2. Maybe that's the key. You have to deliver a good product. You don't need to deliver a lot of the product.
So is there just a group of 20-somethings that are out there that are extremely loyal to A24 films?
It is interesting because A24 seems to be leading the way in breaking out of this movie fatigue that people have that's kept us away from the box office for the last 6 or 7 years. And I think what they're doing is they're finding something that's fresh, something that's unique. This is a new genre of horror. It's not just like, hey, the shock value. It's more suspenseful. And we also saw that, if anyone saw Obsession, that's another, YouTuber, Curry Barker, who is also crossing the 100 million mark domestically this past weekend with their film. So I just think that I hope Hollywood's paying attention. We want original film back in the theater.
So Obsession was third in the box office business this weekend, made $26 million, and you said it's now grossed domestic over $100 million. You know what? Don't you kind of like this trend of more films and films that cost less to make?
Absolutely. We're getting a young generation of new filmmakers, which I think is exciting. We're getting original ideas again. We don't need 18,000 superhero movies. We don't need Mission Impossible 27, even though Tom Cruise is fabulous at the box office. But I just think that we are seeing that people want to hear stories. What we're seeing in streamers with original stories, do the same thing at the movie theater, and people will go for that experience.
Yeah, the thing is, I just don't like the idea that major studios are going to make between 8 to 10 movies a year, and that's it. And they're going to be so bloated to keep franchises alive that there's, it's kind of nice to be able to look up on the marquee and see a bunch of different films, a lot of choices.
A lot of choices, a lot of new names. I think that was the other thing. Like if you start to think like Gen Z, who are the big names there, I mean, there's a few for sure. You've got like the Tom Hollands and the Zendayas and the Timothée Chalamet, but they haven't had that same opportunity to shine in the era when it was Julia Roberts and George Clooney and Tom Cruise. So I'm hoping that this is a cycle starting over again for the positive.
Let's talk a little bit about Byron Allen and the debut of his show on CBS to replace Stephen Colbert. I don't think anybody really expected him to do great ratings, but I think it's been predictable that the ratings on his show have been, frankly, terrible. Terrible.
And just a reminder, he's leasing the space that Colbert used to have. So he is finding the advertisers. He's buying the time for all of this. So financially, he's taking a hit when people aren't watching. So a couple of the numbers that we need to look at. The last night of Colbert, it was 6.7 million viewers. The next night, now this isn't a fair comparison, but I'm just going to put that out there. The next night, it was under 1 million. It was 995,000. So if we compare it to a normal number for Colbert, which would be somewhere around 2.69 million, that's still a steep drop.
Yeah, here's the thing also. I mean, so Colbert was losing, CBS was claiming, and the math is still kind of fuzzy on this, $40 million a year. And since Allen is leasing this time from CBS, they're going to make $15 million. And so you look at it, and it's, hey, there's a $55 million swing. Advantage CBS. But here's the thing. If nobody is watching Byron Allen's show, there are still a few rules about television. What's the one of the big keys for NBC for years was the fact that you would watch The Tonight Show, you would turn your television off, and then when you would turn it off in the morning, suddenly NBC would have you with The Today Show. There's value in that.
There's absolutely value in that. And there is a reason why The Tonight Show still is a marquee property for NBC. Today's Show still leads in the morning races. So, CBS has always lagged behind that. CBS right now is in a very tumultuous period. They've had the merger and they've had people take over CBS News. We don't know how this whole thing will shake out. Are they going to merge with Warner Brothers? And the fact that we no longer have Colbert and you're adding Byron Allen into the mix, I feel like the whole 24-hour news cycle is a struggle for them. Although I will say prime time is very good news for CBS. Now that we've come to the end of the 25-26 season, they came out on top again.
Yeah, they did. They did really well. One thing, about the 60 Minutes situation. So 60 Minutes, many of the people who have worked on that legacy program have been fired or their contracts have not been renewed. And, you've got new ownership there and they can do whatever they want. But you're kind of messing with a legacy program on Sunday night where CBS had football leading into 60 Minutes and then leading into primetime this year where they had Marshalls followed by Tracker. There was a big audience that was coming off CBS that was going into their primetime lineup. If suddenly people stopped watching 60 Minutes or the ratings on that program would suddenly drop, that would be a ripple effect into Sunday night, which is the most watched night of the week.
Yeah, it's a very competitive night for scripted television. 60 Minutes has always been that strong leader into the rest of the programming. Personally, I've been around long enough that I'd be like, I would not rock the boat on 60 Minutes, but they are trying to reinvent the wheel. They want to make it for the next generation with shorter clips, more geared toward social media, less slow investigative journalism, which I think 60 Minutes does very, very well. Not for everyone, but they certainly have raised the bar when it comes to things like that. But we will see how this plays out. It's going to be, I think, a really interesting 18 months between the merger with Warner Brothers, what happens with CBS, what happens with 60 Minutes. It's definitely a story to keep our eye on.
Hey, one thing before we get out of here. Gen X is mourning a children's television icon. What's the story on that?
Yes, I think a lot of people will recognize this name, Joe Negri, who played on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He played Handyman Negri. He was the fix-it man in the neighborhood of Make Believe for the entire run, 1968 to 2001 with Mr. Rogers. He was also an acclaimed jazz musician, so you might know him from one world or both of them. But he was just about to celebrate his 100th birthday on June 10th. He was 99.
Joe Negri is from Pittsburgh. He's part of the great Pittsburgh Jazz Connection. When I was a kid, he would appear as a regular on Adventure Time, and he would play a character on that show, Nazmo King, okay? And when you spelled it out, it spelled no smoking.
I love it.
But he was fantastic. He would be on the show with Paul Shannon, and he would come on and he would play electric jazz guitar. And that was locally. You would watch that on Channel 4. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Joe Negri, I mean, he's an institution and probably a vastly underrated jazz musician.
I think so too. And the fact that he also lives on as a children's television icon with, Fred Rogers is pretty incredible.
That is a good story. All right, got to leave it there. Thanks for coming on, Kristen. I'll talk to you next Monday at this same time.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Kristen Bird, Hollywood Dirt, every Monday at 4:33 on the show. All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, it'll be time to crack open the On the State file. Stay tuned.
Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
The more you listen to your
nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All right, welcome back. Almost 10 minutes until the hour. A couple of things you should know about the 5 o'clock hour today. Carly's going to be here. Carl's in the building, actually. Yeah, the rumor is he's already in the building. Carl Lee, former NFL All-Pro defensive back of the Vikings, will join us in the 5 o'clock hour as he does every Monday. We'll play in or out. That'll be coming at 5:25. 5:33, we will go live to Morgantown, to Kendrick Family Ballpark, where it's going to be a madhouse tonight. 6 o'clock start for WVU and UK. Winner-take-all game for the Morgantown Regional. The winner goes on to the Super Regionals of the NCAA baseball tournament. Kevin Kinder's going to join us. We should probably know by that time, or maybe a little before, about what the pitching plan is for the Mountaineers tonight against the Wildcats. This game, third game between these two teams, was forced after the Mountaineers rallied with 5 runs in the 9th inning yesterday to beat the Cats 11-9 and force this winner-take-all game. All right, time now to open up the On This Date file, and we will start with the birthdays. And as always, we will start with the sports birthdays. We got some pretty good sports birthdays today. Greg Schiano, coach at Rutgers, a couple of tours with the Scarlet Knights, 60 years old today. How about Paul Coffey? Not too many defensemen better than Paul Coffey. Won Stanley Cups with the Edmonton Oilers and, of course, with the Penguins. Paul Coffey is 65 years old today, believe it or not. Alexi Lawless, a great goalie, 56 years old today. Santana Moss, great star at Miami. Punt returner extraordinaire for the Jets, for the Redskins. Santana Moss, 47 years old today. Carlos Zambrano is 45 years old. He's a multi-time All-Star in Major League Baseball. Threw a no-hitter in 2008. He's 45 years old today. From entertainment, Heidi Klum, 53. Alanis Morissette having a birthday today. She's 52. The country singer Ronnie Dunn from Brooks and Dunn, 73 years old today. Jonathan Price. Man, what a list of credits. 79 years old today. Brian Cox from Secession is 80. Spider-Man, Tom Holland, 30 years old today. Amy Schumer, 45. Nikki Glazer, 42 years old today. Pat Boone. Pat Boone's having a birthday today. Pat Boone is 92.
Like today, we pass the time away, writing love letters in the sand.
Pat Boone, happy birthday, 92 today. Also having a birthday today, Morgan Freeman, 89. So many movies, Driving Miss Daisy, Glory, it goes on and on. Here he is from The Shawshank Redemption.
We sat and drank with the sun on our shoulders and felt like free men. Hell, we could have been tarring the roof of one of our own houses. We were the lords of all creation. As for Andy, he spent that break hunkered in the shade, a strange little smile on his face, watching us drink his beer.
There you go, Morgan Freeman turning 89 years old today. On this date, 1992, the Penguins win the Stanley Cup. They complete a 4-game sweep of the Blackhawks.
Right up the play and move. Goulet right in front. 5 seconds to go. Loose around to the far corner. 2 seconds. The Penguins are going to win the Stanley Cup, I believe. Stelio shoots it blocked. The Penguins have won the Stanley Cup. Oh, Lord Stanley, get me the brandy. This is absolutely a great thrill. It really is, no matter if it happens once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Look at Scotty Bowman with a big smile, giving a great big hug to Rick Tocchet right now. And there goes Lemieux.
There you go. Well, man, Mike Lang, so great on that call. Penguins sweep the Blackhawks and win the Stanley Cup in 4 games on this date in 1992. And in 2012, the Mets' Johan Santana throws a no-hitter against the Cardinals, the first one in Mets history.
And now Santana, perhaps a strike away. Johan sweeps a little dirt away from the left of the pitching rubber, steps behind the rubber, tugs once at the bill of his cap, takes a deep breath, and steps to the third base side of the rubber. Santana into the windup. The payoff pitch on the way, swung out and missed! Strike 3! He's done it! Johan Santana has pitched a no-hitter in the 8,020th game in the history of the New York Mets. They finally have a no-hitter, and who better to do it than Johan Santana? And what a remarkable story.
And it was on this date in 1925 that Lou Gehrig of the Yankees replaced Wally Pipp. It was the first of a record 2,130 consecutive games. The late Lefty Gomez recalls Gehrig as a teammate.
He was a great team man. He hated to lose like everybody does, but I mean, Lou was the type of fellow that would come in, would be 3-4 runs behind and said, come on now, we're not beat yet.
The fact that he played so well and kept the streak alive for so long was even more impressive considering how often he played hurt. His injuries included a broken thumb, a broken toe, and back spasms. Later in his career, Gehrig's hands were x-rayed, and doctors found 17 different fractures that he played through.
All right, so Gehrig replaced Wally Pipp on this date in 1925. Our musical birthday to the break today, Rolling Stones guitarist Ronnie Wood is 79. He also joined the band on this date in 1975. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind.
And onions.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sports headlines at 5 o'clock. We're an hour away from first pitch between West Virginia and UK in the Morgantown Regional of the NCAA baseball tournament. Reds will host the Royals. Chase Burns, though, his start tonight has been scratched due to illness. And Myles Garrett's been traded to the Rams. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Hello. Looking back at May, how wet it was or wasn't depends on where you're at. Above average monthly precipitation by a good inch for Parkersburg and Clarksburg. A pretty average month for Huntington, Elkins, and Beckley, but Charleston represents where it was a dry and cool month. Behind average monthly precipitation by over 2 inches. Mean monthly temperature almost 2 degrees behind average. June is trending to be near normal for temperatures for southern West Virginia, slightly on the warm side looking to the northern half of the state. Meanwhile, precipitation near normal is the leaning currently statewide. Next couple of days, we have a little bit of rain on the horizon, but only locally picking up more than 1/10 of an inch. So a few showers out there as we head through the evening hours. And then during the day Tuesday, pretty quiet, but we will see some isolated showers and storms trying to move from generally northeast to southwest with this upper level disturbance crossing the atmosphere. Once that exits, though, we'll settle into some much clearer and quieter conditions. FlyStarW forecast, it starts at home. Clear with a warming trend if you're traveling to Charlotte, D.C., Chicago, New York. A few stormy patches out there otherwise. Panhandle forecast, we'll see some mid-50s tonight. 53 Morgantown and New Cumberland with mid and upper 70s here with some sunshine on Tuesday. Looking east for low 50s tonight and topping off around 75 for Martinsburg for our Tuesday. We will see Elkins at 51, maybe a few showers here looking toward Petersburg and Franklin, and these areas could see stray showers and thunderstorms for our Tuesday. Meanwhile, as we look southward, it's generally east of Clay to Welch that we see a few showers and storms for our Tuesday. Charleston looking at 78 with some sunshine. Widespread rain returns over the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's 5:06 in West Virginia. Time to start the third and final hour of our program today, Metro News Hotline. Thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. You know, one of the things about our show, we know that a lot of people don't get a chance to listen until they leave the office at 5 o'clock and they're on their way home. But I just want to let you know that we've been at it for a couple of hours. We get started every day at 3:06, take you through the afternoon, right up until 6 o'clock. And if you want to check out what we've been up to, you can always double back and check out the podcast. It's available at the website, wvmetronews.com. Our podcast lives there. All of the other podcasts produced about shows on the network are also there. And by the way, for those of you who are watching on YouTube or Facebook Live or on the Metro News TV app, how you doing? How you doing? Carl Lee's here, the former NFL All-Pro defensive back of the Minnesota Vikings and the Saints. Man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, Carl. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Coop, what happened to Carl's music?
I was waiting for you.
Okay. There it is. Shoo. Man, I'm like Pavlov's dog, you know. I'm kind of waiting for the music to kick in.
I wondered if you would catch it, you know. You've been kind of questionable during some of the opening hour portions recently.
That's
so,
true.
So I wondered if maybe, if I changed something up, if you would catch it or not. So
That's true. I did deserve that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you missed that it was the wrong bed. This is the right bed.
Oh. Man. Wow. Whoa.
I did know that. I was like, oh, well, maybe there's a new one.
Yeah.
No. That's good. That is all good. So, Carl, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Man, where do we start? Let me just say we're going to reset our question of the day here in just a moment. But I don't want to bury the lead. We are a little over 50 minutes away from first pitch. Big baseball game tonight, obviously, for WVU after their ninth-inning rally against Kentucky, taking on UK again tonight at the Kendrick Family Ballpark. And winner goes on to the Super Regionals. The loser is done. So it's one and done tonight. We're hearing a few things about the ball game. West Virginia's going to wear their Coal Rush uniforms tonight. Max Yale, we think, is going to start. He got knocked out in the first inning of the first game against Kentucky. That seems like a long time ago. That was on Saturday. But he is the Big 12 Pitcher of the Year, and I'm not surprised. But it's kind of one of those Johnny Allstaff games, Carl, where everybody's got to be available to do their part.
Right.
Because if you don't win tonight, you got a few months to think about it, and before the next season gets here.
And it's tough when you lose that type of game. I've been in that situation, man. You go back and you try to process every piece of the game, and it never works. You never really figure it out.
We're going to talk a little bit about the NFL as well. By the way, Kevin Kinder is going to join us from Morgantown. That'll be at 5:33, and by the time he joins us, he'll be on the field, so it'll be a madhouse.
Okay,
and it'll be a madhouse. Just warning you now. So he'll probably be able to give us a few details on the lineup and the thought process that Steve Saban's the head coach of West Virginia, what went into the decision on how they're going to set up the pitching for tonight's game. But we've had two major trades in the NFL today. So Myles Garrett, arguably the best rush end in the NFL, a multiple-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, is on his way to the L.A. Rams for picks, including a first-round pick in 2027. And with all due respect to Coop and the Seahawks, I think this probably means that the Rams are the odds-on favorite going into next season to win the Super Bowl. And that Cleveland, stop me if you've heard this before, they're back in rebuilding mode. Okay? The other big deal today, it just went down within the last 90 minutes or so. It's not quite official yet, but it'll be official soon, that finally A.J. Brown, the disgruntled wide receiver of the Eagles, has been traded to the Pats. And the Eagles will be getting a first-round pick and a fifth-round pick next year coming back. So two major stars in the NFL are changing teams today.
Yeah. When I hear this right off the bat, the very first thing that comes to my mind is how difficult those types of trades would have been back in the day. One, because it's a great player, and then two, because players didn't necessarily think about going somewhere else. It was like toward the end of my career when you really started seeing, players getting traded or wanting to go somewhere else. I know when I went to the Saints, after getting cut, I got cut, but going to the Saints, I met some really good friends, but I just never got comfortable. After being in Minnesota for so long, I never really got comfortable 1 year on a squad that I'm playing with, and I'm trying to be friends with everybody and all that kind of stuff. I just think it's just different. It's like moving out of your neighborhood and going somewhere else.
We've talked about this before, but I think it's relevant to bring this up again. You were a player on the Vikings when Herschel Walker got traded to Minnesota.
Yes.
So, I'm just looking at this situation. Here's Myles Garrett.
Yes.
Who is now leaving the Browns and coming to the Rams, and it's pretty obvious. I mean, he's not a rookie; he's a veteran player. He's 30 years old, but he's basically coming into a situation where the Rams are loading up to win now.
Right.
Matthew Stafford just re-upped a 1-year contract, $50 million plus to play quarterback for the Rams this particular year. So, what from Myles Garrett's perspective, what does he have to do to win over his new Rams teammates, and what did Herschel Walker fail to do in that regard when he was a teammate of yours in Minnesota?
I think, let me start there first. I think if you're an incoming player, or let's just say you're there, I think you have to respect everybody that's on the squad, even the guy who might not get in the game. You don't get to walk around like you now are the team. And I think it's hard for a player in that kind of a situation to not feel like you're that great player. But it turns everybody off, and I think in any situation, I think in most cases, if you're a great player and you're coming into a program, I think you have to build friendships, teammates. If nothing else, teammates. You have to feel like you're being part of this team. And I don't think at any given time did Herschel ever even care about that part of it. Like, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna bring you guys or take you to a championship, and just get on my back and let's go.
Here, a couple of differences. When Herschel Walker got traded to Minnesota, there were multiple players involved.
Tons.
Okay, there were multiple players involved. So suddenly your teammates
are gone,
and here's this new superstar player who's supposed to deliver a Super Bowl, take you where you guys had not been before. In this particular case, Myles Garrett is going to the Rams. Now, Jared Verse is a very good player, and he's a Pro Bowler in his own right, but they're only losing one player. The players, there's only one that's leaving the Rams locker room. The rest of the loot that the Browns are getting for Garrett are all draft picks.
Right. There's a difference there, but I think it depends on how you come in. Whether it's one, you're there's not a lot of guys that left. You didn't get traded for, a number of players. It's just kind of one guy to one guy and then some picks. How you come in, how you address the team, how you approach your situation, I think it's critical in how you do that. Because if you come in and you're like, overbearing, cocky, hey guys, this is all we needed. We're gonna go. This is gonna take us to the Super Bowl. We're gonna win it. So it's just you. You're the only guy that. I mean, I just think it's a really, really challenging kind of a thing when that player is coming and there's a high expectation of where we are going to go because of him.
Coop, I got to ask you, I got to bring you into the conversation. As West Virginia's best-known Seahawks fan, how is Myles Garrett coming from the Browns to the Rams, changing your perspective on the division? What's the Seattle point on this?
I can't speak for all the Seahawks. I mean, it's not like the Rams don't already have some pretty good defensive players over there, and it's not like Seattle doesn't have some good defensive players. I don't know. I mean, that's a good rivalry anyway, and it's going to continue to be. Adds another defensive pothole that you're going to have to try to avoid. But I don't know. We'll see how the season comes on. Man, I am not in NFL mode. I have a hard time, not wondering what Miles' OPS is. So that's I'm having a hard time.
I could only imagine if they had a group chat between the other quarterbacks in the Steelers division, between Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Aaron Rodgers, how happy they would be today to know that Myles Garrett is leaving their division.
Yes.
Not only leaving their division, going to the other conference. That they don't have to deal with him anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure the 49ers and Seahawks and so forth, the Cardinals, they all feel really great about it.
I'm sure they're pretty fired up. And, it's funny, and Carl, I'm not just saying this because you're sitting here, but there are really very few defensive players who can, on their own, dominate a game. But Myles Garrett's one of those guys.
Yes.
I mean, you always have to be aware of where he's lined up. You're calling plays, figuring what he's going to do. I mean, he's a game changer, and now he's left the Browns.
I was fortunate enough to play with Chris Dolman.
Oh, there you go.
And see him just change the dynamics of the game instantly just because of his speed, his size, his strength. So I do understand that guy. There's always a guy that you can – I shouldn't say there's always. Every now and then there's that guy that can actually – physically, mentally, emotionally change the whole game just because of his ability.
One thing I wanted to ask you also about, just changing the subject back to this WVU-UK baseball game. Kentucky yesterday was 3 outs away from eliminating West Virginia going on to the Super Regionals. But when you take a look at this game, Kentucky walked 10 batters. They hit 2 batters. They balked in the tying run. They hit a batter for a run. They walked in a run. Only 113 of their 201 pitches were strikes. WVU, meanwhile, only had 3 walks and hit 2 batters yesterday. So Kentucky's got to be looking. It's very difficult to come back from a game that you played really, really arguably poorly in, nearly won it, and now you got to beat these guys again. I just don't see it happening.
I think it is a really, really huge challenge to, when you have that kind of a negative impact on the game, all these different mistakes, all these different situations, and you're facing a team again. Like, the question becomes, did we just make those mistakes honestly and they didn't have anything to do with it? Or do they have something to do with us playing that bad?
One of the other stats I saw last night, and I think these are comparable now that West Virginia and Kentucky are playing for a third time. This year, when Kentucky faced teams in the SEC on Sunday in the third games of series, they were only 2-9. Okay? So we'll see how that plays out tonight. Hopefully that leans in for West Virginia winning the game. Let's take a quick break. As I said, Kevin Kinder, BlueGoldNews.com, will join us from the field at Kendrick Family Ballpark here in about 10 minutes. But we'll take a break, and we'll play in or out in just a minute. Stay tuned.
You can call us at 800-765-8255. Text us at 304-825-5304. Or tweet at WEEKLEY. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
On the next State of Minds.
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a moment. Yeah.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
All right, welcome back. Time to play in or out. Every day at this time, we focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it in or out. The setup, simple. 3 categories: food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity, the topics of which change daily. Let's get started. Food or beverages first. Coop, are you ready to go?
Sure.
Pizza Hut, adding a twist to its signature original pan pizza crust with the launch of the new Crispy Parm Pan Pizza. The new limited time pizza takes the original pan crust and layers parm on the outer crust before baking it for an added toasty, cheesy flavor. It's meant to provide a contrast to the soft and fluffy crumb of the original pan crust. The Pizza Hut Crispy Parm Pan Pizza. In or out?
A bonus for the alliteration,
Thank
I suppose,
you.
right? Yeah, that's
was
good
rough.
stuff right there. Yeah, not bad. Man, I just don't like. I'm going to have to be out on it. What's wrong with pizza? You know, I don't need to put cheese in my crust and and insert stuff into it and put things. I don't really get all of that, man. A pizza's fine the way that it is, and putting Parmesan on the crust. I mean, what's that do to the reheat? You know, how does that work on the next day eat and stuff like that? I don't need to mess with this stuff, man. Pizza's fine the way it is.
Carl, Coop seems a little grumpy. Do you think this has anything to do with Myles Garrett going to the NFC West?
Maybe, but I'm with him.
Okay.
It's just too much. You don't need to keep adding stuff to pizza. Pizza
It's
is
big cheese,
good.
man.
Yes.
It's big cheese. I'm telling
Gosh.
you. I've read the book. It's big cheese. They figure out a way to get all these things in the restaurants.
I'm kind of with you on this. I mean, the original pan pizza is fine.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
it's
Yeah.
just fine. I do like parm though, but I got to be slightly out.
Yeah.
Slightly out. Now, if it was free, if they'd send one over here, that would be all right.
Yeah, change our minds. Change our minds.
All right. Gut reaction is next. Head spas are expanding throughout America, offering focused cranial and facial relaxation sessions that last 60 to 90 minutes. These specialized establishments originated in Japan, combining centuries-old massage practices with herbal treatments before gaining popularity in Japan salons during the 90s. This usually costs $100. Head spa treatment, Coop. In or out?
So this is like an alternative medicine?
Yeah, many locations incorporate essential oils, conditioning masks, and aromatherapy in dimly lit environments.
If it was actual medicine, they wouldn't call it alternative. They would just call it medicine. This is woo. I'm out.
Carl, head spas. The treatment is 60 to 90 minutes.
Me and Coop are right on. I am out, man. I don't even see how that all. That's wasting the time.
But doesn't this sound like something that Myles Garrett would do?
If it makes him relax and become a nicer guy, sure. You know, go to anger therapy, management. That's good.
Yeah, you know, I liked reading about this, but I don't see myself doing it. I'm going to be out on this. Finally, this one's about a celebrity. Well, it looks like it's happening. Russell Wilson. Let's ride. Right out of the league. He's going to CBS.
Let's cook dessert.
According to Adam Schefter, he had an offer on the table to be Geno Smith's backup with the New York Jets. Not going to do that. He's going to go to CBS. He's a 10-time Pro Bowler. Coop, Russell Wilson, in or out?
Man, he got me that first Super Bowl ring, so I'll be in on that forever. He also got me that interception the very next year, which never really lived that one down. And it was also, I'm glad Russ is cooking somewhere else these days. So yeah, I'll be slightly.
Yeah, and you don't see Subway the same way, do you?
I mean, I never have. They've had worse spokespersons, let's say.
Fair enough. Carl, Russell Wilson, in or out?
I am in. I think he's a great person and a great athlete.
All right, Russell Wilson. I'm going to be slightly, well, not slightly, and I am in on Russell Wilson. I mean, he's one of only two quarterbacks that throw for over 40,000 yards and rush for 5,000 yards. We got 90 seconds here. Coop, is Russell Wilson a first ballot Pro Football Hall of Famer?
Man, I don't know. A real a real kind of sad end to his career. Like really not being able to catch any traction anywhere at all to put some final stats on. At one time, maybe the most elite deep ball passer that's ever been in the league. People aren't going to remember that, so I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Carl, what do you think? First ballot Pro Football Hall of Famer Russell Wilson.
I think he is, but I'm not sure that they'll give it to him.
Think about Russell Wilson. Never was a first-time All-Pro. Never got a single vote for the MVP, which kind of surprising. Kind of surprising. Yeah. I don't know. We seem to maybe overvalue quarterbacks when it comes to the NFL. Well, it comes to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We got time to debate it, and now that he's on CBS, we'll probably debate it a lot because if he's done, the numbers are the numbers.
Right.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back after this local news break at the bottom of the hour, Kevin Kinder is going to join us from Kendrick Family Ballpark for more on the game that's coming up now in a half an hour between West Virginia and UK to advance to the Super Regional in the NCAA baseball tournament. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Hello. Looking back at May, how wet it was or wasn't depends on where you're at. Above average monthly precipitation by a good inch for Parkersburg and Clarksburg. A pretty average month for Huntington, Elkins, and Beckley, but Charleston represents where it was a dry and cool month. Behind average monthly precipitation by over 2 inches. Mean monthly temperature almost 2 degrees behind average. June is trending to be near normal for temperatures for southern West Virginia, slightly on the warm side looking to the northern half of the state. Meanwhile, precipitation near normal is the leaning currently statewide. Next couple of days, we have a little bit of rain on the horizon, but only locally picking up more than 1/10 of an inch. So a few showers out there as we head through the evening hours. And then during the day Tuesday, pretty quiet, but we will see some isolated showers and storms trying to move from generally northeast to southwest with this upper level disturbance crossing the atmosphere. Once that exits, though, we'll settle into some much clearer and quieter conditions. FlyCRW forecast, it starts at home. Clear with a warming trend if you're traveling to Charlotte, D.C., Chicago, New York. A few stormy patches out there otherwise. Panhandle forecast, we'll see some mid-50s tonight. 53 Morgantown and New Cumberland with mid and upper 70s here with some sunshine on Tuesday. Looking east for low 50s tonight and topping off around 75 for Martinsburg for our Tuesday. We will see Elkins at 51, maybe a few showers here looking toward Petersburg and Franklin, and these areas could see stray showers and thunderstorms for our Tuesday. Meanwhile, as we look southward, it's generally east of Clay to Welch that we see a few showers and storms for our Tuesday. Charleston looking at 78 with some sunshine. Widespread rain returns over the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this and what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
right.
you just
So I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television. The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Well, we know a little bit more about the WVU baseball game against UK that's starting now in less than a half an hour. The starting lineup is out for West Virginia, and as we anticipated, Maxiell is going to be starting, so he will start. And it's the regular lineup for WVU. So there you go. There you go. Carl, you know what? We're trying to make contact with Kevin Kinner, BlueGoldNews.com. We'll get him on with us here in just a second. But it's time for me to reset our question of the day. You haven't even heard this, have you, Carl?
No, I have not.
Carl, did you have a dog when you were growing up?
Yes.
Okay. You have a dog now?
No, but I'm just threw out a dart today.
Really?
I just threw a dart out today with my wife to
maybe get a pet.
Yeah, maybe
get a
one.
pet. All right, that's fair enough. So the question of the day has to do with cat and dog owners. 2,000 of them were surveyed, and they revealed, "Are you happy?" is the number one question pet parents wish they could ask their animals. Okay? So the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law, what question would you love to ask your pet? What question would you love to ask your pet? Text line is 304-TALK 304, 304-8255 304. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. One word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. There's a couple more details about this. The study found 54% frequently want to communicate with their pets to understand their thoughts and feelings. Other top questions include, do you like your life? 43%. What is actually happening in your head right now? 34%. And this one, I love this. Are you plotting something? Interestingly, 88% believe they truly understand their pet. 41% say their animal understands them better than any human. Okay, think about that.
Yeah.
And almost half of owners have sought life advice from their pets despite knowing they wouldn't be able to respond. So the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law, what question would you love to ask your pet? What question would you love to ask your pet? Cara weighed in on this. She says, Dave, I'd love to know when something is wrong with one of our cats without having pay extra money you don't have for a walk-in vet visit or emergency clinic just for a diagnosis. So I would ask, quote, can you tell me what or where it hurts? Then the vet could treat them. Hashtag 180 Club. What a great answer to that question. What a great answer to that question. We have a bunch of responses on the text line to this question as well. Let's see. John in Martinsburg. Dave, I'd ask my cat why he hates toy robots. Why he's destroyed 3. He can't seem to harm a rubber version of Bender, however. Oh, that's really funny. Let me get a couple more here. 304-552. Dave, I'd like to ask my dog, do you like your food or are you just hungry? That's pretty good. Let's see. 304-646. Dave, I can't really think of anything in particular I'd like to ask my pet, but if they can understand and comprehend English, there's a whole lot I would like to tell them. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. 304-382. Dave, today is our dog's second birthday. She's 2. My question would be, why do you continue barking after you see it's us? What a great question. That is a fantastic. I think we can all relate to that. Cooper, Where's Kevin Kinder? Is he at the party or what's going on?
I haven't been able to get text nor call through
I sent
to
him
him.
a text.
So
Let's see here. I sent him a text too. Maybe he's overwhelmed.
it could be. With all the media and all the people that are at the field today, it could just be there's no cell available. I don't know. Does that still happen these days?
I suppose that's true. We had him on the line last week. Remember, from the ballpark. Anyway, we're efforting. But as I said, the WVU lineup is out for the game, and Max Yale is going to start. So let me ask you this. Here's a situation, Carl, where the last time this young guy went up against the same team, he didn't get out of the first inning.
Mm-hmm.
Big 12 pitcher of the year. Didn't go well on Saturday. So he's rolling out there again. How we talk about this with Major League Baseball closers, that you got to have, no memory.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You just got to go out there. You can't be standing out there on the mound thinking, last time, I served this ball up to the same batter, he hit it 5 miles.
Right.
You can't be thinking that way,
No.
right?
In any sport.
Yeah. So you got to be thinking, hey, I've done this before.
Yeah.
I know what I did wrong.
I can fix it.
Yeah. I think the question is, how long can this pitcher go if he was pitching on Saturday? How many pitches are we talking about? Are we talking about 40, 50? And then you've got Cole, who pitched as well in this series. They've got a whole bunch of guys that the question is, as the head coach, in what order do you want to run these guys out there in a one winner take all game? And and the way this sometimes works is one guy gets on a roll and you leave him out there longer than you anticipate, and then on the flip side, if a guy doesn't have it, there's no reason to leave him out there because it's a one game situation.
I'm a believer in, you had a bad game and you had a bad game against this particular team. I'm putting you back out there because I want you to see that you're good enough and you can make those plays. I would never, which maybe makes me why I'm on the mic instead of coaching, but I feel like players, I've always used the expression because I heard it in the league, players play. And the best players play all the time. They have bad games, but they have to trust themselves that they're still the good player or the great player. You just have to be able to do that, and no matter what happens against you, you have to be able to shift that back over your shoulder and come right back out and be ready to go.
When Kentucky blew that big lead in the 9th inning yesterday against West Virginia, and the Mountaineers scored 5 runs and eventually won the game 11-9, there's been some criticism of the head coach of Kentucky about why did you run the pitcher out there in the 9th inning who hadn't pitched in a month? And his answer was that the day of the game, they basically sat down and they hatched their plan on what pitchers they wanted to send out on the mound, in what order they wanted to roll them out. And so the guy who's starting the game tonight for Kentucky did not get a chance to pitch in this game yesterday against WVU. So you look at that situation and you're thinking, okay, I got my number one starter. I got him. He's available. All I need is 3 outs. When you don't run him out there in that particular case, you're open to criticism. And
true.
And Kentucky's getting a lot of it today.
Yeah,
a lot of it today.
That's true. But I always think that the thought processes behind those types of situations are really always, whether they work or not, I think they are what the coach thinks or the coaches think is the best option that they have. And because of that, that's all you got.
And here's the other thing too. For these teams, West Virginia's played about 60 games. Okay, so it's not like it's not like you're making this up on the fly.
Right.
This
exactly.
is basically a situation. These are the types of situations that you've faced multiple times.
And
although this one, it is a little bit different
Yeah.
when it's like a 1-game season,
Right.
And your ace basically got hammered 2 days ago.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes.
But he's your ace.
Yeah, that's right. You got to roll them out. You can't reinvent the wheel, right? You can't reinvent the wheel. And listen, the decisions that you make in a one-game scenario is you basically have to go with your best.
You have to.
Right?
Because if let's say you go with number 2 and you don't win.
Oh,
now the question is going to be, why didn't you go with your number 1?
Yeah, it's like in football, if you don't use all your timeouts. It's like
exactly
you can't. They don't have any value to them after the game.
Yep.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with more in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Eli Henthorn, project surveyor at CEC. Starting my career at CEC was the best decision I ever made. I wanted to explore new areas in land surveying, and CEC offered just that. I've grown so much serving diverse markets and rapidly advancing my career, and it's more than just work. CEC is like family, supporting me every step of the way. CEC is where your career takes flight. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Ready to make this boating season unforgettable? Head to Lou Wendell Marine Sales, family owned and operated for over 40 years and West Virginia's largest Avalon pontoon dealer. Lou and his sons are boating experts from sales to service to repairs. And right now, their lot is packed with incredible inventory and some of the best deals of the season. Because they don't just sell boats, they sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com today. Boating season is almost here.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot
and
about
onions.
That. Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. and they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All right, welcome back. About 12 minutes till the hour. As I mentioned, we've got the starting lineups now for WVU and Kentucky. Coming up in about 13 minutes, first pitch in Morgantown in the deciding game of the Morgantown Regional in the NCAA baseball tournament, with the winner moving on to the Super Regional. West Virginia's lineup, this is basically their normal lineup. Guzman, Kelly, and Schoenfeld, 1 through 3. Smith, Graveline, Inichik, Short, Kresser, Lunsden, Hall, and Maxiell on the mound. And Yell's had a great season, the lefty pitcher of the year in the Big 12. Coop, we've got the clip from Schoenfeld's 2-run homer in last night's game. You know, I was watching this game on SEC Network, and I didn't hear this until earlier today. This was the student station call at WVU for the 2-run homer that Schoenfeld hit that broke a 9-9 tie, and it sent the fans into a frenzy. Here it is.
Still work to do. There it goes. That one is drilled. It is gone. Paul Schoenfeld, and it is pandemonium in Morgantown. Paul Schoenfeld, it is pandemonium in Morgantown. And Schoenfeld skips across home plate. West Virginia takes the lead against the Wildcats. Nick Mangione in the dugout are stunned.
It's pretty good when you can do that in at the student station, right? Like that's a pretty good situation. Coop, also, we've got a little bit more information about Ellie De La Cruz. This has just come in within the last couple of minutes. So Ellie De La Cruz is on the injured list for the first time in his career. He was placed on the IL 10-day today after an MRI this morning revealed a right hamstring strain that's expected to keep him out between 2 to 4 weeks. Wow. It will snap his streak of consecutive games played at 276, which had been the third longest active streak in Major League Baseball. Here is the new stuff. There was a press availability within the hour with Terry Francona, the manager of the Reds, on Ellie. Quote, he got it scanned. It's kind of a between a grade 1 and grade 2 strain. He got not a PRP injection, but something very similar for soft tissue. He will be a couple of days just getting treatment, depending on how he feels, then start letting him do some things, unquote. Let's see. De La Cruz also has a couple of quotes on the situation. Quote, this is from Ellie. I thought it was tight. There's nothing bad with this. This is going to come back okay. And then in 2 and 3 days, I'm going to be back. It was not like that. He said that through his interpreter today. So, Coop, the Reds have been so top-heavy. What do you think about the time in which the Reds will be waiting to get Ellie back?
Oh, that's going to be painful. I mean, he's really been their only consistent offensive weapon this year at all. He's been relatively consistent with a couple little droughts, but I mean, he was hitting near 280. Getting hurt in a 240 league. I mean, he's been their only consistent offensive threat. Stewart's been coming back on a little bit, but it's going to be a lot of pain for him. I mean, Ellie's the main driver. He's been playing very good defense this year. He's made some plays that only he can make, and they're going to be worse for it. Matt McLean is not Ellie De La Cruz. Aurora might be, but that still means McLean has to play somewhere probably.
So there's a couple of other things about this. First, we have the Reds lineup, and here's what the Reds lineup looks without Ellie De La Cruz. Dunn will lead off. Blade will go into the 2-hole. Stewart and Suarez 3-4. Lowe at first. Steer will be in right field tonight. Stevenson behind the plate. So we wondered how they were going to work Arroyo and McLean. Arroyo is going to bat 8th, and McLean will bat 9th and play short. So there's your lineup. The other story about the Reds tonight is that Chase Burns Burns cannot pitch tonight. He is out with an illness. So Lyon Richardson, a right-hander, is going to take his place. So that, on a day in which we have news about Ellie De La Cruz and his inability to play for the next couple of weeks, you get this note about Burns. But this does not seem like this is a long-term issue at all. In fact, if it's just a stomach virus or something, he should only miss one start.
He might even start someday within the next couple of days.
That's
instead of
right.
skipping him altogether, they might still slip him in there because, frankly, he's their best pitcher, and it's not even close. They need him to pitch as many games as they can possibly get out of him.
All right, so the Reds will play the Royals tonight, and the Reds will be looking to bounce back after they lost a weekend series to the Braves, but they didn't get swept. Coop, I saw a great stat last night that now the Reds have played 40 consecutive series at home without being swept.
Yeah, that's great. I would rather get swept every once in a while and win a playoff series.
There you go. Now, Carl, you're going to be taping your podcast after our show tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you're going to be talking about baseball in this podcast, right?
Yes. I am a feared batter, which killed my career in baseball, but we're going to try it.
Okay. All right. The Pirates are off tonight. The Pirates went 5-2 on their most recent homestand. They swept the Twins. They won yesterday afternoon 9-2. Now the Bucks go on the road, and they will be in Houston to take on the Astros in the first of a 3-game set tomorrow. And it's Monday in the Atlantic League, so that means that the league is off. And the Dirty Birds are out. They're not playing tonight, so they'll get back at it tomorrow night. Carl, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap it up for the day in just a moment.
What's on your to-do list? Check your mail? Get groceries? How about getting your annual vaccines? We can help you check that off.
You've got this.
Yes, you do. Because we've got you. With local vaccine events and access to transportation, protecting yourself and your loved ones is not a chore anymore.
You've got this.
A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by U.S. Aging. Funded by the U.S. Administration for Community Living through a grant to U.S. Aging. Learn more at yougotthis.usaging.org.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
The YMCA is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community, living with sincerity, giving every day my everything. With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
Ask yourself what you will miss more, your children or cigarettes. As long as I can remember, my mother smoked. She died from lung cancer when I was 16. I could not take the chance of continuing smoking and not being here for my daughter. I know how much I needed my mom still, and I didn't realize it until I had lost her.
You're not just quitting for yourself. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
After my wife died, I felt like I lost everything, including my love of fishing. But one day, my granddaughter called, and I realized I still had a lot to look forward to. I got referred to a psychiatrist who explained depression can happen to anyone. Getting help doesn't make me weak. It makes me stronger. I just wish it made me better at fishing.
Mental health care is working for Diego. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, folks, that is going to do it for today's show. We thank you so much for listening and sending your answers to our question of the day and more. Man, we got a lot of great responses about our question about what would you love to say to your pet. If it didn't make the air today, it will definitely make the air on Friday when we do the follow-up file. So stay tuned for the news at the top of the hour. Sportsline's on the other side. You know, tomorrow we'll be focusing in a lot more on West Virginia's high school softball tournament that'll be starting in South Charleston in AAA and in Quad A. My name's Dave Weekley. I'll talk to you tomorrow beginning at 3:06 right here on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hotline on the Metro News Network is presented by Salango Law, salangolaw.com. Hear Hotline weekdays from 3 until 6 on this Metro News station or wvmetronews.com. Visit the site or your favorite podcast service for past shows and features. This has been Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.